All right.
Here we go. My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Moment here.
This is for him. I mean, your whole life has been spent leading up to this, and finally he's going to get to take the court in the NBA.
All different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
And Detroit looking at who they've got. We've got Johnson. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Jackson, and it's Meeks in at the two-guard spot.
And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA. And here's a look at some stats for a team. Season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well. Really shining through.
Hawks making a switch here. Scott's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Freak kicks to Scott. Teague dishes to Freak. Clock at 6. Fires from 18. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And the foul's called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Right side, Scott. 13 feet away. And the jumper falls for him. There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Jackson. Got a hand on it, but they get it back. Johnson, the pass to Baines. Morris, a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Another shot. Sweet move. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Freak. You know, last season the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for their 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009?
And what a feeling it's got to be for this young player is that last bucket represents the first official score in the NBA from Freak.
You know, and there we have it, the first taste of this young man's scoring prowess, showing he can handle NBA defense.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the NBA that's going to have to show it can handle him, not the other way around. He's ready.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready. He's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
They set the pick. No good on that last second attempt. Earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I can be. But this is an exciting...
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. A different look here for Detroit. Pistons leading by 4. Freak in at point guard. Scott is out there with Kent Bazemore. Then it's Splitter, and it's Teague in at the 2 spot. So that's the Hawks 5. Jackson kicks it out to Johnson. And it's Freak with the rebound. Atlanta's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter.
Move the ball and stick it to Mike.
1:37 left in the first half of basketball. Meeks with it. Out defended by Freak. Johnson kicks to Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. And stolen by Freak. Here's Teague. Finished off the break. Teague's got his first points of the game.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
The drive by Jackson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And the Pistons lead by 4.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum.
And guys, it's a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a...
There's 47 seconds left in the first half. Morris, left side, fires from the wing. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Bazemore, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I.
Tie game in Atlanta. And join us.
And now, okay, Atlanta, let's keep it going.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away. And so the Hawks take the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Paul Millsap. The entire second half was just phenomenal. You could see there was no... And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season. Last season, they couldn't get the edge in the matchup as they went 1-2 in the season series.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
Yeah, and as they renew acquaintances, if you're the underdog, you always want to show, hey, we've got something new up our sleeve.
Knicks trail by 6.
And Paul Millsap, guys, the only player to lead the NCAA in rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former second-round pick was kind of slept on, but now clearly making his mark in the NBA.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
Shot clock at 2. Bazemore gets the bucket.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
A chance now to go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to visit with Kurt Rambis.
Yes, Kevin, he told me their game plan offensively today is a relatively simple one. He wants to see as many plays run through the low post as possible. He said physically, we're the stronger team, and we need to use that to our benefit. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. They push it up 4 on 3. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Afflalo.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Now here's Freak. He's covered by Roten. Here's Freak. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing. And right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Freak. Well, guys, what a nice surprise Tony Roten was last season, especially effective taking over at the point, Clark, with Michael Carter-Williams gone.
Yeah, Roten put up a career-high 5 assists per game and really worked hard at the defensive end as well. He's one of the few talents on the Sixers roster that hadn't been traded away.
And for Roten last season, he even took on more of a scorer's mentality. Went up in points, went down in field goal percentage. But like a boxer, he gets a little extra credit for pushing the action. And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down. And, you know, talking about Roten, I think the next step in his development is to produce at the same level but with greater efficiency. Too often his highlight reel passes led to turnovers. He would gamble defensively, too. That's, to me, just a young player growing up on the job.
The 3 from Afflalo, and it's Freak with the rebound.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Here's Roten. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help move in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Thomas comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams checked in for Anthony. And it's a Flalo in for Roten. Atlanta also making some changes here. Kent Bazemore is checked in for Cephalosha. Teague comes in for Kyle Korver. And Freak subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Freak is out there with Teague, and it's Bazemore.
Turbulence. And some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponent scoring chances.
Calderon, that's good.
It's really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded. Great D that time from Thomas.
And pulled out all the stops to fight his way inside, but the D just was not giving in.
Kicks to Calderon. In the corner, a Flalo with it. Shot is off. So the Hawks will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And guys, that was their night. I mean, it seemed like everything they shot went in.
It happens that way sometimes, guys. It was just one of those games where the hot shooting of a couple of players became contagious and nobody was stoppable.
Splitters checked in for Atlanta. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. .129 left to play here in the second quarter. O'Quinn, the pass to Williams. Calderon for three, and a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. It's going to be on Freak. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also knocking down the mid-range because they're making good decisions with the basketball.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career-low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard.
And the first half comes to a close.
Knicks fans.
The third quarter now beginning. Checked in for Jose Calderon. Freaks checked in for Atlanta. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Tony Roten. Then it's Anthony. And it's a Flalo in at the shooting guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Anthony dishes to Lopez. Roten, the pass to Porzingis. No luck. Good work defensively by Millsap.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
It's just a Freak. From deep. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there. It can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
To the inside, and stolen by a Flalo. The dish to Anthony. Back to a Flalo. The pass to Porzingis. Some nice passing by New York here. Roten, no good. Atlanta's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes.
And guys, you hear about how the Hawks are jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
Anthony with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Here's Lopez. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Lopez has got his second bucket of the game to go. The feed now to Horford. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Yeah, Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other. But this is one of those guys that does it all.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. And Thomas subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Then for the Hawks, Splitters checked in for Millsap. Ken Bazemore comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. Scotty's checked in for the Hawks. Korver comes in for Freak. Lopez, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Porzingis comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And Anthony subbed in for Lance Thomas. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
And so in the game for the Hawks, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Freak is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Cephalosha in at the 3 slot. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Williams.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Outside Anthony. Fires at the elbow. Rebound Atlanta. Horford's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Freak kicks to Horford. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Outside Anthony. Aflalo outside. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Here's Schroeder.
Move the ball.
Pass to Freak from deep. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Hawks leading by 17. 1:46 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's Millsap. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap.
Taking substitution on the court.
1:27 left to play in the final quarter.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Hawks.
The sheer volume of 3-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
In what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one tonight against the Knicks.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Paul Millsap. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards. And Millsap, with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season.
Here's Anthony. That misses off the backboard.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Passes it to Freak. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Williams.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and
Just
one.
stop on this one.
He makes one of two that time. Here's Calderon. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. To come into an...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul Millsap. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight. Let's get your opinion, Shaq.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being...
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.